Hello, hello, my beautiful people. I am so glad that you came back for your third week, or maybe this is your first week of the Passionate Gratitude podcast. So I'm actually recording this today with my phone camera because I want to upload it to YouTube. So hello, YouTube world. So guys, listen, I made a deal with myself that I was going to upload a podcast every Monday for as long as humanly possible. And I don't want to take a break from it. And it's a goal of mine. And if you knew me, you would understand. I am a goal getter. I am someone that takes on any challenge that you're going to give me. And especially if I give that challenge to myself, I do not do things half-hearted. If I am passionate about it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it done. But why am I telling you this? Well, because all day long I've been thinking to myself, what am I going to talk about on the podcast today? And you know what's really funny? I'm sitting here with about 55 plus podcast ideas that I wrote out months ago, you guys. And I'm looking over them and I'm just like, my gosh, these are not speaking to me today. I don't know. I don't want to just floof over something. I mean, if that's even a word. I don't want to just brush past something. I want to bring a passion to my podcast. I want to bring a good meat and, maybe even a little gristle to chew on. I want this to be something that people can take something away from. Right? And as I'm looking through this, and not that these ideas aren't good, they're all great. I'm probably eventually going to do a podcast on every single one of these ideas, but none of them are speaking to me today and in this time. So I don't know when you're listening to this. I don't know if you're listening to this on Monday, November 2nd when I'm recording it, or if you're listening to it on Tuesday, November 3rd, or Wednesday, November 4th, or next year. I don't know when you're listening, but there is a very important thing happening tomorrow. And that is the U.S. presidential election. And I would be remiss to not brush on this subject because it is a very, very, very major subject here in the great old United States of America. And you guys, you got to know something about me. I don't talk politics. I just do not talk politics with very many people. Let me put it that way. I have my opinions, and my opinions have changed many times throughout the years. My thoughts, my ideas, my stances, my everything, has shifted, changed, pivoted. A lot of it has remained the same as well. But the bottom line is, I don't talk politics. And if you came here to listen to me talk politics on this episode, that's not what I'm going to do either. But what I am going to talk about is the political climate that we're living in, the state that our country is in, the upheaval, if you will, of our society over a political election. And it's not uncommon for this to be the case. It's not even really weird. Like, this is something that I think America has gone through forever now. And that's okay, in some ways. It's not okay in a lot of other ways too. So this is why I feel it appropriate and I feel it necessary to kind of brush on this subject here today, because number one, it would be really hard for me to talk about many other things today other than this, because of the fact that tomorrow is going to be such heightened, very anxious, very interesting day. Okay. Day, evening, Wednesday will probably be the same. And so it just seems a little weird or insensitive, maybe even for me not to brush on this subject. And so I'm going to try and do it with as much grace and mercy and kindness and love as I possibly can, because that is one thing I want you all to understand is I try, and the reason I say try is because nobody's perfect, but I try to lead my life with love. I try to lead my life knowing that the greatest of these is love. The greatest of everything is love. You guys, everything we do in life, everything we should be striving for, living for, everything that we do, every task we carry out, every word we speak should be carried out in love. Now, you guys know I'm a Christian. I've said it in both my podcasts. I've said it in the description of my podcast. Not only am I Christian, I don't even think that does it justice. I try to live my life with Christ in the center of it. And so for me, that looks like leading with love every day of my life and every single thing that I do. But I want you to know that even if you are listening and you're not a believer, you should still lead your life with love. And I think that that is a very universal notion. I think that that is something that everybody can get behind. I don't know a single person that doesn't work for or that doesn't make sense for. I feel like everybody in this world can get on board with leading with love, with our words and our actions and our daily tasks and everything we do in our jobs and our families, everything we do. Everybody can lead with love. Everybody can. And everybody probably agrees that that's what we should do, right? I mean, it seems simple. It seems simple enough, but it's not. And that's because there's a very real enemy among us, a very real, deep, even scary enemy. And that enemy, again, whether you're a Christian or not, of course, I'm coming from a Christian standpoint, but if you're not a Christian and you're listening, you can try to find, whatever definition you want to make of your enemy. I mean, for me, it's the devil, but the enemy is the opposite of love, you guys. The enemy is the opposite of love. Okay? And again, we can all agree on that. We can all agree on good versus evil. We can all agree on there being an enemy. And sometimes that enemy is carried out in a person or a group of people who are filled with hate, So you have love on one hand, you've got hate on the other. And if you're leading with love, then the farthest thing from your mind and from everything you're doing should be hate. That should be the last thing, right? If you're trying to lead with love. And again, I believe everybody can get on board with that. So as we're sitting and meditating, the rest of today, this evening, tomorrow, and in the days, after the election, I really, really hope and pray with every morsel of my being that love remains the center of it all. And that we can continue to think of love first and foremost. And that we can put that first so that we are not letting that enemy, that hate, trickle in and dictate our actions toward our neighbors, toward our loved ones. You guys, it is no secret that so many of us share different political views, okay? Obviously, we are a nation divided. I mean, we always have been. There's two parties, and you pretty much fall in either one. And as much as I try to pride myself on being middle ground, even I am not, and most people are not truly middle ground. I mean, and it's good to be in the middle, and so I do try to be that way. But the point I'm trying to make is we are a nation divided, and it is really hard to see the other side. It is really hard to give grace, to give mercy, to give love to those who we feel are just so wrong. You know what I mean? But guys, everybody thinks that. Everybody thinks the other person is wrong. I'm sorry, those of you watching on I'm sorry, those of you watching on YouTube. Somehow I just hit a button that made me stop my recording. This is what happens when you're recording on here. Okay, sorry, my recording was just interrupted. So let me try to get back to my thought. The thing is, guys, and it's kind of funny. I mean, not funny, but it's just an interesting thing to observe that everybody, it doesn't matter which side of the aisle you sit, everybody thinks that the other side is wrong. Right? I mean, everybody thinks that. Everybody thinks the other side is wrong. And it's okay because we have our views. We have our thoughts. We have, we don't have to pretend like we completely agree with those other people. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what anybody should be doing or feeling. We have our convictions. We have our feelings. We have our, our ways of we have our beliefs, you guys, and there's no reason why we should put them aside. It's not that we have to think that the other people are right, but what we do have to do is lead with love. What we do have to do is give them grace and mercy. What we do have to do is not let the enemy and not let hate come so far and deep into our hearts and souls that we cannot see the good anymore. There's no reason to do that, you guys, because you know what? We all want the same thing in this world. I would say 99%. Now listen, there's real evil out there, real deep, dark, disgusting evil in this world. So I am not talking about those parties of evil. And I don't really know exactly who they are, but I know the devil is real. So I know there is real, true, deep, scary evil in this world. But it's a minority probably of people, I would think. I feel like at least 90%, if not more, of the people in this country and even the people in this world really only want a few things in life, okay? I really, truly feel that most of the people in this country only want a few things, and that is life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right? We want health and safety, and love and care for ourselves and our families. We want to be successful, however that's defined, because that's defined differently for every single person. And we all want our freedoms to do those things. And I don't care which side of the aisle you sit on, you guys. Am I wrong? Is that not what we all want? We all want that. We all want that, and we all want to be loved and respected. And if that's what we want, then by golly, we better be giving it too. We better be giving it. You guys, it's so important. So we don't have to agree on our political views. We don't have to agree what should be legal or not legal. We don't have to agree on how much government control there should be or shouldn't be. We don't even have to agree as to whether or not masks should be worn right now. We don't even have to agree whether or not we think that COVID is a bigger risk than it is. We don't have to agree on that stuff, you guys. We don't have to. We're not going to. We're not. We are free thinkers, and God gave us free will. We're going to make our own choices and have our own opinions, and we shouldn't expect everyone to think the same, and we certainly should not show hatred for those who don't think like us. I am here to tell you that if you are labeling a certain group, the opposite of the aisle that you are on, as being hateful and whatever. And again, it's done on both sides, okay? Both political parties think the other one is full of hate. Trust me. I mean, not everybody in the party thinks that, but what I'm saying is it can happen on both sides. But if that's your thought, I really encourage you to reflect on that thought for a moment. Reflect on that thought. Think about the people in your life that you do love that maybe sit on that other side of the aisle. Think about even people that maybe are famous or whatever, or I don't know, and just think about it for a moment and be like, wait, are they filled with hate? Am I sure of that? Is it even for me to judge that? Hey, maybe they are full of hate, but is it my job to decide that? Is it my job? Or is it God's job? I don't think it's any of our jobs, you guys, to decide that other side is doing everything that they're doing out of hatred. And you know what, guys? A lot of them might be. I'm not here to tell you whether they are or they're not. A lot of them might be. But the bottom line is a lot of them might not be. So why are we going to spend our time thinking the worst in those other people when we can be leading with love and grace and mercy? Why? Why would we do that when we have the option of love? We're talking good versus evil here, right? If we have that choice between good versus evil and how we want to look at that other side, well, then we better assume that they're good. Until proven otherwise, which is fine. But guys, I just want you to remember this. This year has been so scary. So full of hate, so full of division. And it has just been a really, really hard time for so many people. And there's definitely no doubt about that. I think we can all agree on that too, right? And there's just no reason to perpetuate that division in this time that we are living in. There's no reason to perpetuate that and give it more fuel, to add fuel to that fire. There's no reason to continue to do that when we can choose love. God honors choosing love. And if you are a fellow Christian, I'm going to talk to you right now, you guys. Please do not idolize your political views. Please do not idolize your political views. You are not a Republican or Democrat first and then a Christian. No. You are a Christian first and foremost. And if you know that one of your Christian brothers or sisters is voting in the opposite way that you're voting, and you're sitting there thinking, how can that be? And I've heard it again from both sides. If you're sitting there thinking, how can that be? They can't be a Christian. Wow, you guys. Who are you to judge? Who are you to judge that? God judges us. And I'm here to tell you, He does not want you to put anything before Him. Nothing before Him. Especially your political views in this time that we are living in. Okay? Your vote is important. Go vote. Definitely. Your vote is very, very important, you guys. This is our democracy, this is our country. We should definitely vote, but we should not be putting our political affiliation above the Lord. And that is simple. That is not me coming up with that. That is everywhere in the Bible. Nothing before Him. Okay? And in this time, in my opinion, especially not your political affiliation. So guys, let's give grace today, tomorrow, Wednesday, the rest of this week, the rest of this year, forevermore. Give grace. And again, I'm talking to you Christians. God wins. We know this. We can rest in that. We don't have to worry. It doesn't matter who wins the presidency, you guys. It doesn't matter. You know why? Because God wins. He always wins. He will not be mocked, and He wins in the end. That is what we need to focus on. That is what we need to decide today, and that is what we need to go forth with. And You guys, I am talking right now to myself as well, because I have had some thoughts and some anxiety, and this political unrest is so hard for me. It really, 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 really gets me in I just don't like tension. I don't like fighting. I don't like, it's just not me. And so it's really hard in this time to see so much division. It's hard on my heart. Really, really hard on my heart. And so I'm speaking to myself as well. But you guys, we've got to remember that God wins. Good wins. Love always wins. Let's lead our lives with love. Let's lead with love in all that we do, you guys. All right, I'm going to sign off for today. And I thank you guys once again for listening. And please leave a review. I would very much appreciate it. And I really look forward to talking to you again next week. All right, guys, have a good day.